last year has been how we look at our customer. We started with all the traditional means. We've been through a fairly extensive round of understanding our customer through qualitative research. But we've followed that up now with very, very real-time understanding of what the customer is doing with us. Whether it is at our stores in the form of exit surveys that happen literally on a daily and a weekly basis, and an understanding of what the customer is preferring, why he walks into our stores over other stores, what are the sources of information that he gets before walking into the store, what are his decision-making points, and so on and so forth. On to the digital world, where we analyze every single clickstream data that we get from our customers and therefore try and understand even better what it is that is driving the customers towards the kind of behavior that we are seeing now. Overall, a combination of this entire set of digital and offline data is what has helped us actually get a much better insight of what our customer expects from us, what drives his behavior, and therefore has allowed us to reposition ourselves for the customer the way the customer would expect. And that has been something that has given us significant impact even in terms of the outcomes that we are getting from the customers. Our entire marketing plan is now built around this much better understanding of the customer that we have developed. Technology is something that has changed very, very drastically over the last few years. Croma, when it started off in 2007, was actually ahead of the curve from a technology perspective already as a retailer. But then it was an inward-looking perspective. It was how we made our operations more efficient from a perspective of being able to deliver better to the customer. Today, technology is all about how a customer sees the organization. Digital discovery is the only part to purchase that most customers ever experience. And therefore, how we get seen in the digital world has been a significant influence on Croma as a retailer in the entire market. Given that more than half of our customers walk into our stores after already having researched on Croma, on the Croma website to be very precise, the role of technology for us is in making sure that the customer has an absolutely seamless experience across all the channels that we operate in, whether it is the digital channels on Croma.com or in our stores when the customer walks in and does not really see the technology that is actually enabling the choices that he's making through the appropriate assortment mix, the right pricing for the customer, the right kind of experience that we're providing the customer, as well as a smooth, seamless checkout from the store. From an organization perspective, technology is again getting more and more ubiquitous. Operational efficiency continues to be a key driver, but the focus has now increasingly become on seeing how we can serve our customers better, being customer obsessed and making sure that technology serves that one purpose of being evident, being there, but not really being in the way as much as it is enabling customer outcomes as well as organizational outcomes. Social media has changed how the reputation of an organization can be made or broken. We listen very avidly to what's happening in the social media, to what the customer sentiment out there is, and try and incorporate that into the bigger picture thinking that we undertake, in addition to, of course, understanding any customer complaints and customer accolades and making sure that those particular issues and problems or the good things that we hear about ourselves are taken up appropriately. But very often, the social media also keeps telling us about things that help us change the way we look at ourselves, help us look at figuring out new directions that one might want to take, just basis the fact that a large number of customers start talking about the same thing, and that gives us insights into newer features that one can incorporate. There are a few case points that we are already working on where some inputs from customers on social media have helped us realize how we can make our website better, for instance, and that's something that we're incorporating into our front end as we speak now. One real challenge with regard to data analytics that we face: which data point to choose. There's so much data out there. There is so much data from the offline world and so much more data from the online world. There is so much that can be read into any of that data, and analysis into all of that data can just keep going on forever. Figuring out which of the data is the most relevant, which one can have the most impact, and picking the right insights to take action upon are really the biggest challenges that we face. We're trying to use tools that help us prioritize, get better at understanding the relevance of the different insights that we're now starting to generate from this data. But it's a long journey and we're just beginning. Customer loyalty comes from one simple thing: customer experience. Customer experience, however, is a long journey. It gets built on many pillars, and only when these pillars come together, work cohesively, do you actually get customer loyalty. At Croma, we can proudly say that nearly half of our customers, any given month, are repeat customers, clearly showing that there is a huge amount of loyalty out there for the Croma brand. However, in today's world of relatively fickle loyalties, it becomes more and more difficult to maintain that standard of customer loyalty. And to maintain that standard, the pillars that we work upon include pricing, being a key element of a customer's decision-making process today. But even more importantly, having the right product for the customer by making the right assortment mix, which can only happen when we understand our customer better than anybody else. Having the pricing and assortment is a good starting point. Then we need to ensure that we are visible to the customer and participating in his purchase journey at the place he wants us to be, in the manner that he wants to see us. If his customer journey today starts in the online world, he needs to find us online. He needs to know that we've got the right products online. He needs to understand the differences that we bring to him in the online world, so that he has a reason to walk into our store, where he gets, of course, an experience par excellence in terms of the interaction with the store staff, in terms of the layout of the stores themselves, the ambience that we create for him, in terms of the experience that he would have at every touch point within the store, including at the checkout, including after having made his purchase, knowing that he can always come back to Croma if he has a problem with the product, and that Croma will always be there to support him through the journey.